What's up, guys? Brett here, back today playing some more Battle Brothers, and we are picking up where we left off last time. We've got some work to do. Before we even get started, though, just let me say, this is kind of annoying, but it happened. I logged on a little while ago, and I was just doing a general check of, just getting things straight in my mind. What do we need to do? What do we need to repair, right, before we sell? And then an achievement procced for the end of the war. So if the end of the war happens in today's episode and we don't get an achievement for it, that's the reason why. I wasn't really doing anything except sitting in here, looking at stuff, checking out, just nonsense. It's a little aggravating because I like to get all the achievements, do that sort of things on camera. It's not a huge deal, but I just thought I would let you guys know. There's no funny business going on. It's just, yeah, that happened. Okay, so what else do we have going on? Few minor adjustments here to some of our gear. I decided to go ahead and for Grand Loser, we're going to give him the Wing Mace. We are going to make him a mace expert. And that is going to come with, let's see what it actually does. So 25% less fatigue build up from our skills, which is great. Knock out, knock over, and strike down have a 10% chance to stun the target if not immune. Or I totally read that wrong. A plus 100% chance to stun. So, and the pole mace, which is not really a thing for us. But that's great. So our knockout is going to be very effective now. I could see if I was going to do this over again, I would probably go for a really powerful handgun / mace synergies. Lots and lots of stuns. Perhaps even have multiple dudes like Kane with Coddle daggers. Just all stuns, throwing grenades, handguns. I would probably do it like that. But I think this is a good pickup for Grand Loser to have. We have an arena that we're about to do. We just need it for it to be daytime, which it will any second now. And when that happens, we're going to sell off all of our excess gear, of which we have plenty. Part of me is just like, don't ever sell this great sword. But I don't think anyone is going to use it. Skibo is a scimitar wielder. So he's a cleaver master. So, I mean, if we ended up doing the northern quest line where we can get the scimitar, we would give it to him. It's the unique one you get from the Irjok campaign start. We've got 2 great swords already. That Zweihander fight was insane. We got one of the helmets, which I don't think I'm going to sell. I don't know where it'll come in handy, but this is like one of the best fencer. It weighs nothing. It's got a fatigue of 7 for 160 durability. It's quite a good helmet. And it's kind of unique. You're just not going to get them from anywhere else. But we're going to sell off a lot of this other stuff. With that all being said, anything else I can or should do? Let's just camp. We also picked up 2 more heavy crossbows. Yeah, and here they go. An ambition fulfilled. We're going to go ahead and read this together. You watch as crowds of the great Gilder's followers stream toward the holy sites, the whole land free from the shackles of religious war, and the holy war settled in the favor of the south. From what you have heard, the viziers have enforced a rule that while northerners may visit the holy lands, they must pay a tax to the governors overseeing those territories. It is a miserly result, though not a particularly violent or vengeful one. As you take stock of your inventory, a dozen old men come up to the road and stop before you. They announce themselves as scribes and historians who are undertaking the great recollection of the Holy War. Apparently, someone had pointed you out to them, but they're not entirely sure who you are. You explain that the viziers hired you to... Hired, you say? As in you are a crownling? One of the old men cuts you off, his quill pen scratching to a sudden stop. He shakes his head. No. We are looking to catalog the successes of those responsible for returning sacred lands to the Gilder's light. You are a shriveling, opportunistic, and no doubt conniving crownling. Have a nice day. Damn. They depart before you can retort, though you suspect if you were in the mood for a bit of back and forth, you'd probably have given them a bit of steel to deal with. Striker the Lion walks up and asks who they were. You shrug. Just a bunch of nobodies. Hell yeah. And we have gained renown. Whether they love or hate us, everyone knows the glorious 3 now. Alright, let's camp so we can repair a bit. It's dawn. Okay. We also have this contract, which is to hunt down Ifrits, which is something that I'm very excited to do. Let me just see what the prices are like here. The prices are excellent, as they have often been for us. We'll get rid of the Bardich. Get rid of some of that. We don't need 4 heavy crossbows, as much as it pains me to sell even one of them. I think we should. Get rid of our shields. Don't need any of these. Gonna keep one of these flat tops as a bit of a backup. Gonna keep this basic mail shirt as a bit of a backup as well. Our inventory space is fine. We need food. We need food and tools. We're back up to 7,700. And don't forget, guys, at some point we're going to go to the north and we're going to make a fortune off of all of the trade goods that we're going to have. See what's in the marketplace. We should definitely buy some rice. That puts us up to 5 days. Let's get some cheese. That should be 6. Some dates should be 7. We have a lot of bread. Let's get some meat. And there we go. We're going to buy a lot of tools. And I kind of am tempted also just to get some more medical supplies. Because look, we're going to use between 15 and 32. So we're going to be quite low. And I'm going to buy some more spices. Do I dare buy more incense? Let's hold off on the incense. I maybe should have held off on the spices as well. Until we do the Ifrit contract, we may come back and find the prices even better for us. And that'll increase our profit margins, of course. Other stuff we had sold here. I'm going to buy another fire potion. Something else I did off camera. We're going to go and do this arena as well. Something else that I did off camera was to look up the recipes. I've been holding off on doing that. But I've been curious. Ooh, 2 gladiators, okay. I accept. This could be a tough fight, as they often are against the gladiators. What was I saying? Yeah, I wanted to really understand and know what the, let's use cane. What the recipes are, as I try to struggle to finish my thought. The recipes, I feel like I have almost too many. We'll bring in Grand Loser here. And maybe even Sir Ascot. He's in great shape. Sure. Let's not use the A team every time. We can substitute a little bit. I think as long as Kane's here to sort of babysit, we should be fine. If not, we can pull out the A team if we have to, if we absolutely have to win. Anyway, I'll finish my thought in just a second here. Okay. Let's go into the arena. And as we fight, I'll talk. I feel like I've been having so many extra crafting ingredients with nothing to do with them. And I wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing out on opportunities to make stuff. It seems like some of what I need... You know what? We are going to sit here. I think that's fine. We're going to back up here. Trying to make sure I can't get hit in the same turn. I think this is fine. And now we'll pass. Nope. We'll continue to pass. Interesting. Okay. Stun it up. And we landed it. Okay, if I come here, I can't throw the net, unfortunately. I would love to net him down here. We'll go for the death blow. Does bonus damage because he's stunned. But now we are also... Damn, we missed double. We're also in a bit of a rough spot. And the net is not as relevant as it once was. Let's just try and stack the overwhelm. And he uses footwork to get out and swing at us. It's not the worst outcome. We whiff again. The misses are the name of the game here. Our chances to hit these guys is so low. We could use the net, but like I said, I don't believe it's 100% necessary. The odds of him hitting me are somewhat low. And once we get the surrounds, our chances go up significantly. Alright, kill him, Kane. Down he goes. A great use of the net would have been if we could have netted him down before he even had a chance to get into range. There we go. 2 stacks of overwhelm. He's going to footwork, smash. I feel like we're getting a little bit lucky here, but that's okay. Whew, not so bad. So our B team guys, with a little help from Kane, his overwhelm, they were able to do some good work. And we're going to get paid for that nicely. We're still just regular pit fighters here. do something like this. You're here, you're here. I want my greatsword bros out on the sides. Muldoon is going to do great work for us at some point. But yeah, guys, the war is about to be over. Sadly. I'm interested to see how it's going to affect our relations. Because if our relations stay hostile, I want it to come up here and raid. That was sort of my plan for today after we took out whatever the Ifrits are and what they're doing. Let's chill for a bit. I want to get the medical supplies popped. Yeah, and here we go. Here's the end of the war. Faith placed in the Guilder has been rewarded. The Holy War is over and the Southerners stand victorious. The Vizier, councilmen, and clergy alike are found in the streets, each riding great wagons which, in place of wheels, are lofted on the backs of slaves. Northern slaves. Particularly indebted to the Guilder for their crimes. You can hardly see the men, just their legs black in shadow as though a procession of swaying beetles was on the go. The wealthy and profligate men take great chalices and hurl what looks like golden water upon the cheering faithful. You yourself lean into one of these splashes, but find it merely just tinted water. Okay, thank God. While the faux fortunes served only to slake your thirst, the very real war between the followers of the old gods and the Guild themselves served to fill the Glorious Three's treasury. As a crownling, you'll never find the respect of bared heads and bowed bodies, nor the prostrations of peasants, nor the gleam of gold too heavy for any one man to carry. That is the reality for you, but that won't stop the company from being ready the next time the pious want to have a squabble over righteousness. Or perhaps now would be a good time to put up the sword and enjoy your crowns. You've won, right? So, I had originally thought about ending our campaign at this point, but I think we've still got plenty of stories to tell. We've got some late game challenges I think would be pretty appropriate to delve into. Like right now, for instance, we have a chance to fight a large group of Ifrit. You know, how long would it take for us to get back to the same point in a different playthrough? Whereas now I can at least show you this stuff. And there's plenty to do. So let's not retire. The Glorious Three needs their commander. We're going to chill until the medical supplies are done. You find an abandoned wagon amongst some tall reeds. Sir Ascot Redshield checks it out and barks back. It's broke as shit, but I think we can salvage parts of it. Not bad. 6 free tools. I'll take it. Because they'll get used instantly. Midday will show us kind of where we're at. They used 8 medical supplies. We have so many injuries. But as long as our brothers are actually at pretty close to full health, and our armor is pretty near to being repaired, I think it's fair to say we can take some fights. Okay. Oh, the contract! We should have taken it before it expired. What the hell? They still have Mirage sightings. Dang it, guys. I was not thinking that would happen, and it did. Alright, minor mess up. My mistake. But we have another chance to go into the arena again. We'll slaughter them like lambs. 5 frenzied hyenas. And a piece of gladiator gear. I hope against all hope that it's another helmet, because the helmets are actually very good. I accept. Alright, 5 frenzied hyenas. Let's take in Muldoon. You're in, bro. Let's take in Grand Loser again. Should we just take in Ascot again? The other brothers that I might take are a little too injured. We could consider taking in, like, Richter. Trying to get some shots off. But I think this will all just be a lot easier if we use melee bros. Yeah, just wish me luck. And we'll keep our 2 shield bros together. Like, I'm not upset about this. This is working. We'll fight these hyenas. 5 frenzied hyenas, though. They're not your standard boys. Yeah, we're gonna back up. We're just gonna back up 2. So that's enough for them to jump in but not attack. Or if they attack, only attack once. And only apply 1 stack of Overwhelm. Some of them, I was hoping these guys wouldn't be able to attack in the same turn, but it looks like they will. That's pretty bad if the stacks of Overwhelm get too great. We should have backed up 3. Alright, swing time. We hit 1. If we kill him, which we did not, we'd have had something there. Alright, wish me luck, because we're just about to get beaten down like crazy. We needed reach advantage. I should have backed up 3. That was my mistake. I miscalculated whether or not they would be able to attack on their first turn. And because they have overwhelm, this is brutal. Yeah, we got no... I don't even know if we have reach advantage yet on him. Yeah, this is... We're gonna have to quit this and restart. This is a tougher fight than it may seem. Overwhelm in those numbers means we're never gonna hit. We don't have reach advantage on Mudun. So he's not gonna get the defensive bonuses. Look how far they travel. I think this is fine. Look how far he just jumped. But this is where we learn, y'all. You develop better strategies. Good hit. Let's go for the stun. Nice. And we're going to attack the one we have a tiny surround on. A 2v1. Alright, and they have high initiative, so they're going to wreck us. Without any of the defensive buffs that someone like Striker has, I think he has Underdog. So the defensive malice from being surrounded is not as bad. But look at that. If we don't land this... Yeah, and we didn't land it. Of course we didn't. I mean, our overwhelm is at 9. Holy crap. I don't know if this group can win this. We might just... Yeah. We might have to try a different group. We can't miss. Our opening salvo has to be like brutal. We need kills. I'm even thinking that the whole like bringing in an archer would be great. If he had a stronger bow, I would be more confident in his ability to kill. Or I could even do something like double crossbow. But we're very injured here. Minus 40% damage inflicted. Our range skill is lowered. Everything is lowered. Yeah, we're going to have to rethink this. Let's go... What else could we do? I mean, we could just bring in our solid 3. You know, that's always an option. Brown can come in. Striker can come in. Just need to make sure we put them together. Let's try it this way. If these 3 can't handle this, then we've got a real problem. Let's try it again. Okay, we could net. I think I would rather attack. There goes his armor. Step in here. Rotate doesn't help us. Step in there. If I can keep Striker free from Overwhelm for a turn, that would be wonderful. Maybe rotate him in for a big shot. We'll see how they do a surround here. We have to have high enough stats to overcome the Overwhelm. And Striker and Kane probably do. Brown just needs to take hits for us. Maybe we should have backed up with this group as well. We just got to get kills. We got to start lowering the numbers. %100% should have used riposte there. We're figuring it out, guys. He's taking a lot of damage for us. We can kill him. That's a good start. Alright, down they go. We get a little more confidence. We've got a bandage if we need, but we got to get rid of this guy. May have been better to not even swing at all there. Just to save the fatigue. We just need Brown to take hits. Come on, buddy. There we go. I mean, at least we didn't take the hit. One hit there. Excellent. Excellent. No longer bleeding. We'll go for him. His armor is gone. Man, 5 Frenzied Hyenas. What an unexpected challenge. And we're starting to freak them out a little bit. Excellent. That procs Killing Frenzy. And with them wavering, their odds of hitting us goes down. Thank you. Good job, man. The DPS that Kane does is just insane. Look at his damage. 688. He's such a hard carry for our team. And we got the crappy Gladiator harness that nobody wants. Alright, a bloody spectacle. Well done. Are you gladiators? You look to see a boy standing there with awe on his face. He almost cries, he's so giddy. You're amazing. Tussling the boy's hair, you tell him thanks and make your leave. We're the best. Weird that there was no art there. But this can just straight up be sold. We don't need that. That was just like a little bonus for our crew. Let's get everybody back in their spots and get everyone back to wearing their appropriate gear. Sashes and all. Hand grenades here. What else? Am I missing anything? I don't think so. We don't need a dagger on Kane. That's a little redundant. I'd rather give him, honestly, two extra fire pots. And if anyone else in the front line doesn't have a dagger for armor scavenging, we should probably do that. There. We'll just put one there. Alright. Now what? Now what and now where? We're not fettered by really anything anymore. Since the war is over, what are the relations like? They've gone to cold. That is interesting. So, they didn't go back to any kind of positive. That's for sure, but at least it's not still hostile. That's worth noting. Yeah, I was down to kill some Ifrits, guys. I'm sad that that's not happening. But we also still have the north to explore. Maybe that's something we should go do, and you know what, before I do that, I know there's a lot of things to do in Karakan. Karakan's one of those places we get caught up in for a long time. We're going to do that, and we're also going to buy a little more food. Get up to 9 days worth of provisions. We're going to buy their stack of tools. And we're going to sell what there is to sell. I'm going to sell one of these bill hooks. I don't think I need all of those. And I'm trying to be conscious of the fact that I have 2 crossbow experts. And that handguns, I think for the most part, we should be using the crossbows. Unless we find ourselves coming into battle against large groups, then I think we switch over to the handguns. But small elite groups, I think we should deal with them with our crossbows. More pinpoint accuracy, more sniping is my thought. Whether that be right or wrong. But we made it through our first ever Holy War. I think we did okay. I don't know if there were some different mission types we could have seen. But we took all the ones that we saw. We helped take the holy sites. We fought over fortresses. Looks like they've been getting beat the hell out of. I wonder what their prices are like here to sell. Yeah, not great. Not great. The prices to buy are fine, though. If we would like. Can we get up to 9? Yes. And you know what? I kind of want another bandage. I feel like we don't have enough of that. Checking out, see what the armor has. They've been raided, so everything is a little bit worse than it would normally be. And we can head out. They have a mission for us, but I kind of don't want to get bogged down here. Alright, let's see. Our ambition might inform our decisions in the future. A famed company is recognized by their equipment. We should head out and claim a prestigious weapon, shield, armor, and helmet. It may take us a while to get all of those, because all we actually have right now is a prestigious helmet. We have 2, I believe. Real fame, let us defeat a formidable force of 24 opponents. Pretty easy if you just go after the undead, or even sometimes goblins, but goblins can be much more difficult than a big group of undead. Defeat another mercenary company. Control left click is how you attack them. I'm going to do that. Let's find another mercenary company. That's kind of another good way as well to get some gear. Because they often have some pretty elite stuff. Sellsword's armor is pretty common on them. Head up to Wolf's Wall. Maybe we can get a few dogs. We pay out a lot in a day, guys. 860 crowns. So if we may have to take a contract or two on the way up. See what they have in the kennel. A couple war dogs. You know, let's also see what the price is here to sell. Not great. We may have to go all the way north to get the good prices. No. They want me to walk around. I'm not going to do that. Let's go straight to Wadehoff. And then we're going to jump from Wadehoff to Grossfirth. But we will need money at some point. And then from Grossfirth, we know that there's a trail up there that may lead to a place we need to go to. Would love to discover some places so we can get some cash from our cartographer. I feel like we haven't discovered any new locations for a while, but that's because we've been caught up in the war and we haven't been able to explore. Ah, there's a mercenary company for us to kill. We can make some smoke pots. Probably should. Let's craft one of those bad boys, just to even just to unlock the crafting, the recipe. So now that that's unlocked, that's fine. Prices to sell here, of course, are not great. See what the contract is. A day northeast. Let's say we need to be paid more. Let's accept, and then say we need some time to think about it. I need to see where that place is. They want me to go up here, which is not terrible. I mean, I could always shoot across, but I think a more direct route is probably better. But here we go. The Iron Pact is a mercenary company that we can defeat. It's been hired by Wadehoff, so if we defeat them, they might hate us. And they're actually not as tough as they seem because some of their number is war dogs, maybe 2 or 3 of them. How are we doing? Are we okay? Just injuries. Just a lot of injuries. Our gear and our brothers are in good health. Okay. I am going to... This is Buck. Buck is going to get the long axe. You're going to get the bill hook. And I think we attacked them. Wish me luck, guys. We're fighting them in the forest, which generally favors us. Who knows what type of gear they'll actually have. I mean, I see a little bit of decent stuff here. We can gain a lot of confidence just by killing their dogs. They have 2 crossbowmen. But they have a kind of a mismatch. We'll see what sort of gear they have. We could use our falcon to really know their location. Let's put the big damage on him. And I'm going to come down here and lone wolf the hell out of this. There we go. Heavy crossbow doing its work. We've got minus 40% damage though, so you'll see there it didn't do nearly as an impressive amount of damage as it could have. We'll 2v1 up there, and then we can bring Kane down. I will take this high ground though. Asgot's strong enough to make those types of moves. He has no zone of control, if you're wondering, because he has throwing weapons out. Fractured ribs. Not so hot. You know, instead of letting him do Lone Wolf, let's just flank. We can send Skibo up and around. Shut down the crossbows. That hurt. Man, what were the odds on that? Pretty high, actually. 55%. I would have thought they were much lower. But having us in a net is helping them out a lot. Break out of there. We could rotate, but I'm not going to. We just need to get out of this net. I'm not going to rotate because it's just going to lose our place. We're advancing. We're not trying to... Oh my god. We basically set ourselves back almost a turn's worth of movement by doing it that way. Let's get in there. The flank is real. So many injuries now on Oz. And despite using, I think, 3, if not 4 tries to get him out of the net, Brown is still stuck. Good. Their crossbowman used his turn to get away instead of to attack. But now their odds of hitting Brown are so much higher just from him being in that net. Get out of there, Brown. A little bit of bleed. This guy's holding this entire flank down. Feels bad. There we go. Get kills. Step in. Stop the nonsense. This we can rotate. Step down here, I guess. Can I get in there? I can. Very good, and we freak him out with that. Okay, I'll step back here. Step in here. Just so we can shut down the other crossbowmen. Putting Oz in this position was a little precarious. Because it put him in range of a bill hook when he's already kind of low. Yeah, later, man. There we go. We land the stun. Totally unnecessary series of movements here. I mean, the battle's over. I'm just trying to kind of end it quickly. Rotate. Get in there. But this will instantly fulfill our ambition. It might lead to some bad relations with a place that we kind of don't care about. Hopefully it doesn't lead to bad relations with the entire faction. It may, though. It's been a while since I beat the hell out of some mercenaries. We're going to wait. That way Asgot can jump in and get the swing. Whew, man, just lots and lots of misses. Misses and our attacks feel kind of like weak. To be fair, I mean, the mercs are pretty higher caliber. It's not like we're fighting raiders. These guys have better stats. They're not absolute pushovers. Their gear is not terrible. This was probably one of the worst geared mercenary companies we could have fought. And for our troubles, I mean, we got a lot of stuff out of it. Let's see how they treat us. They're hostile, yeah. Ooh, threatening. Cold and threatening. Yeah, we need to get out of here. Later, man. Going to Grosfirth, the worst city in all of the known lands. And let's see, did we pick up a level from that? We did. So Skibo has a chance to level up. Happy to see it. Berserk, lock that in. Let's take a 3 in melee skill. A 3 in fatigue. And I hate both of these rolls, sadly. So let's just take a 3 in hit points. Head on up. We know that the Halls of the Undying are here. I was hoping that something else would have spawned in this early type direction. But here we go. Zahiri wiped sweat and blood off of his forehead. These bunch of cheats. I thought only I knew that trick. Mercenaries are a motley bunch and inherently unpredictable, with a bizarre array of equipment, wildly varying skills and experience, and cunning tactics. With no standards for members, they may be nothing more than a bunch of elderly tradesmen looking for adventure. But then again, you could be surprised by a group of veteran campaigneers. Worse, they follow no rules of engagement. The Iron Pact did their best, but though they knew many of the same clever stratagems as the brothers, they were no match for the Glorious Three. Your victory will surely show employers far and wide whose blades are the sharpest. So guys, you can find mercenary companies that aren't employed, which is, I would recommend the way to do it. But I didn't have the patience. So we went ahead and knocked it out. They walked right up to us, took them out. Would have been better had they not been employed by Wadoff. Surely. But that's just the way it is. And our renown is up to 2,598. And to get to the next seat, we need 3,350. We also haven't seen a champion of any sort yet. But I'm sure if we go into the wild and start taking fights, champions will pop up. And we'll get a chance for more renown loot. Another ambition, no doubt, will pop up soon. Okay, they want us to kill what's in the area. Hunt down what terrorizes them. I'll accept this. Could be wolves, could be Nexers. Either or is fine with me. I'd love to get pelts. I'd love to get fangs and horns. It's 19 webnecks. Ugh. Okay, well that's a little different. Whatever number you see, add like 9 to it. That's kind of how these fights go. How do you win these fights? You kill a lot of webnecks. I wish I had my handguns also for this, because once again, it's the sheer numbers. The crossbows are not nearly as efficient as something like, let's say, the warbow could be. You can get a lot of attacks off with Berserk. Try and get some of these kills. Thin the herd a little bit. I'm going to back up here. I'm going to back up here. Help us to cover our ranged guys. Okay, I'll take a quality miss. Help us to cover our ranged guys. We could even back up here and get like a really good, backward surround. I'm not stepping forward into that. I'm going to shield wall instead. Because they're going to be faster than me. So let's just put up a big 4-man shield wall in the front. We'll use our Falcon. We can see there's eggs here. If we could get to them, we could destroy them. But I think our best bet is almost always to just weather the storm. -2 vision. Wow. So -2 vision with his already bad vision because of his helmet. Okay. He's not going to be able to do anything. That's pretty bad. You know what? I'm using one of these. This fight could get out of control, and I don't want that to happen. I'm stepping down here. Should have put another grenade in my hand. Gotta call out my own misplays when I see them. Not the best fire grenade. It took off all of their armor, though. But the odds of someone sitting in it, one of these spiders staying inside the fire for a turn to get extra value is pretty low. For the most part, you're going to want to use your fire grenades when the enemy is already engaged and they're stuck. Choke points or just huge blobs of infantry. Alright. We need some heroes to emerge in this moment because we are surrounded. Take advantage of the fact that we've already injured several of them. That way we can get those kills. Give ourselves confidence. And freak them out. That's the name of the game right now. We'll chill. Like, this guy's got no armor. Let's do damage there. Let's switch it out. Long axe. If that translated into a kill, we'd have felt like geniuses. I mean, there we go. We're doing it. We're ignoring the webs. Just because of the sheer number of kills we're getting. Right now, it's better to get him out of the web than it is to try and go for that weak kill. See what else we can do. Alright, I mean, we killed a hell of a lot of them there. They're going to want to web us first before they attack. But if we can ignore the web and just keep killing them, we'll be fine. I'll take it. And we'll come up here and freak them out. Very good. 53. We'll take the 55 there. Take the 95. Get him out of the nets. Mild freakouts are going on, all according to plan. Land one of these attacks, that's all we needed. We didn't get it though. We could rotate, but we're not going to. Good hits with the bill hook. He still wanted to fight, so that's why we went for him. This is going great, guys. This very easily could have snowballed away from us, and instead we were able to get those kills when we needed them. I expect them to want to really be running this turn, and they do. The ones that aren't already engaged are thinking twice. Not getting as many crafting ingredients as I would like. We are sort of finally seeing some poison, though. Something that could be useful in later fights. Because they have changed the way some consumables work. You can use them before battles now, instead of having to take up time in a battle to use them. So you can sort of plan on going into a really tough battle and using it that way. Like, this is over. Let's just pass. They're going to run away. They're not going to fight anymore. And we'll just pass again the next turn. Trying to remember how to end the round. Nice little shortcut there. Quality of life thing they added at some point. I mean, if they want to fight, I'll kill them for experience and whatever else. But I'm not going to chase them in every direction. And we're done. It's over. No levels. And a pretty paltry amount of loot. Gossamer we could have used to make better nets. If ever we could get our hands on more of them. I'm happy we did that, though. A little bit of better relations with Grosforth. The whole of the North hates me. which is kind of wild. That's a pretty unique thing. Let's buy these peat bricks. They might be valuable in the next town we go to. Or at least not worthless. They're having a lot of problems here. And let's go north. And try and discover a new place for us. Yeah, but it is very strange to have the entirety of the map hate us, except for the new regions. Alright, next ambition. We're just knocking them down, guys. Take on a lot of goblins. Let's see. 4 locations controlled by goblins. And we also get the unique goblin necklace. This one, once again, is based on RNG. We can't really predict that. Discover 8 hidden locations. That's not that hard. I'm going to take that one because I would love to go out into the wild soon. And once we get into the true north, and we start fighting barbarians, which we haven't fought at all in this Let's Play. I'm actually eager to see how that goes. Okay, I think there's going to be maybe one town over here. And that'll be our good exploratory, you know, base. Ooh, looks like there might be some shenanigans going on here. Get up on these mountains to kind of see where we're at. Oh, wow. There might be some big... Okay, this guy came through and just... It looks like he cleared up tons of barbarians. And we finally discover the town. Look at all the mountains. You find a kid wearing a rather opulent chain around his neck. It's so heavy his head is bent forward, but that minor struggle doesn't wipe the mile-wide grin off his face. So here he pushes the kid down and takes the necklace. Where did you get this? The kid cries out, trying to grab his treasure back, but he's about 3 feet and a good jump too short. Hey, that's mine! Give it back! Another kid comes over, flashing a ring so large it's pinching 2 fingers at once. Alright, that's enough. The company fans out and eventually finds a dead merchant in some tall grass beside a tree line. His face is purpled and jagged with broken bones. It appears he's been stoned to death. A group of about 40 or 50 youngsters appears from the tree lines, each juggling a stone in hand. Their leader, a little runt with red hair and sleeves of tattoos, asks what you want. It's Rufio. You tell him that you'll be taking the merchant's goods. The leader laughs. Oi, is that so? I'll give you 10 seconds to rethink that choice. Oi, that I will, mister. So, if you take the goods, you get like a signet ring. That's what I've gotten in the past. You get like a couple stuff. It's not very valuable. But you get like some injuries. And then if you back off, I don't even remember. Probably just get nothing. Let's take the goods and see what happens. This could be terrible. Okay. Alright. Despite the miniature military force arrayed before you, the goods are ordered to be taken. The little tyke in charge of this operation screams a war cry, more dying cat than diving hawk. Take them down! Throw, throw, throw! On his command, the mob of children start hurling stones from the tree line. The sellswords band together, holding shields up in a formation akin to a tortoise, and slowly move forward. It's a strange effort, like a shell game artist sliding his cup over the ball, but the company manages to grab the merchant's goods and slide away out of the field, all the while being pelted from every which way. The little leader kid shakes his fist at you. You give him the finger and start back onto the path where you take a good look at the merchant's goods. Cain the Viper stares at the rewards while rubbing a welt on his forehead. God damn, man. I've seen armies not nearly so fierce. I weep for the future men who have to cross swords with those lads and lasses. So for our trouble, we get maybe like 450 so crowns. Those little bastards really gave it to us. But man, they must have been under assault by some crazy amount of stuff. Look at all the battles they've had here. This is the place, y'all. If we want to fight Northmen, I think we've come to the right spot. And they have plenty of contracts for us. They have, unfortunately, ambush trade routes. Yeah, the prices are going to suck. Luckily, we're in a good enough place. They just don't want to buy any of our stuff. So we're going to need to do contracts for them in order to get them on our side. It's not terrible. We'll just see what all is here. And let's check out the contracts. Three skull contracts. Greenskins are rampaging. Fighting greenskins doesn't come cheap. We need to be paid more. We need to be paid more. A little over 200 extra crowns. Let's say we need some time to think about this. Let me look at my guys. I mean, aside from the damage we just took in that little scuffle, we're actually quite fine. And I'm going to go ahead and put my handguns back. I think if we're going to be fighting greenskins, that means we're going to be fighting numbers. So I even like going ahead and putting the war size back on as well. If there's a lot of warriors, it's different. But I still, the handguns are going to be good no matter what. But if it's a lot of warriors, then the heavy armor piercing, the single target damage could be more useful than the spread out damage. However, because it's a 2-skull contract, I have to feel like it's going to be a lot of young, perhaps some berserkers, maybe a warrior. But that's where my thought process is right now. Okay, let's see what the other contract. A barbarian village. Wow, they really don't want to give me anything else. I'll accept. I'll need some time to think about this. And this superstitious nonsense. Perhaps undead. Extra 200 for this again. So 2 locations we'll get a chance to go and take out. I'll need some time to think about this. Let's knock out the cheap one first. I accept this contract. It'll give us a little bit of money in advance. Heard some fancy fat merchant or so is looking for some armed guards. Alright, we spotted something on our way here, hidden off, way off the road on the hills, not far west of Hohenbrook. Don't know what the locals call it. Okay. Let's get everybody a drink. Modun is now drunk. That wasn't good. Alright. This place is pretty close. We'll make some money going there. A drummer and many reavers. So our first time fighting the Northmen, and we're skipping the line. We're not fighting thralls. We're going straight to reavers. Not the hardest for us. Think like a barbarian's version of raiders. You find the barbarian village squatting in the snowy wastes. It couldn't have been there long. It's mostly tents, and the tops of them don't carry much snow. They must set up for a time, then got back on the road, either to keep huts fresh or hunts fresh, or to avoid the retribution of those they raid. What a shame they failed to do the latter. You ready the company for action? So in a single drummer, we can kind of ignore the drummer, unless he presents himself in a way that makes it easy for us to kill him. Man, I feel like I'm seeing old friends here that I haven't seen in a while. And the music. Hold on. Let's raise everything up just a little bit. Hopefully you guys can hear it better. I love the Northman music. It's some of my favorite. Ooh, here come the heavy throwing axes. That could be rough. We're not exactly shielded up here. And it looks like they're overloading the flanks and they're ignoring the middle. Which is fine. We can just rotate our shield bros to either side. We're going to wait. Because we can get a better step in. Go for the stun. Oh, yeah. Let's stop him from using his throwing axes. And we're going to flank them flanking us. So, we'll see how that goes. There we go. We hit all 4 of them. And we hit 3 of them. So, I'm happy with that. Go for a line shot here. Line shot there. We whiff, sadly. We'll bring Ozymandias to the northern fight. Ah, should have used my death blow. Totally forgot. The drummer is going to use his effect. There we go. That's a 5-manner. Holy crap, the damage! Huge damage. The armor is gone, ladies and gentlemen. Well done. Well done indeed. Not a bad turn 1 for us. Not saying we still won't take big damage from their weaponry. Almost one-shot me. They may kill Zahiri here. That's pretty flippin' bad. Oh my god. Multiple bros in distress. No! Their weapons just hit so damn hard. What could we do different? What could we do different here? We can, instead of splitting in up to meet them, maybe we just stay together. Yeah, I mean, their weapons hit so damn hard. I thought we were doing that pretty damn well, too. That's what hurt. Just one hit, followed by another hit, and next, your brother's dead. Reavers are scary like that. Their offensive potential is just so much greater than their defense. Pass there. Land the stun. Get in there with some shield bros. I mean, the handguns, guys. The handguns are just doing the work. Okay, I'm happy about that. Let's go for a bit of a 1v1 up there. Go for a death blow. Freak him out. He wants to go home. But he'll never see home again. Step in here. That's a threefer. Step in there. Our first fight with the Northmen. This is an interesting thing for us because our biggest... Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I kind of actually counted on it. Now, I didn't want this to happen. They're using rotation very well. Kind of startlingly well. Our biggest... To finish my thought, we need better armor. We're so set in so many different ways in this playthrough. Just armor is our biggest choke point. Okay. Warscythe out. Yeah, I was gonna say we could just try and get that kill. We'll wait there for a second. A good line shot there would be crucial. Stun. To solid attack. Really needed to not miss there so I could step in here and finish him off. Otherwise, Oz, or Buck rather, is still in a pretty precarious situation. Unless we can freak them out. I mean, I can rotate him, that doesn't really do anything. Could have stepped in here. Alright, let's see what happens. Please miss. That's an axe hammer. It's a pretty hard weapon to get hit by. The rotate into the... God! Dang it! Let's play this out and see if Buck gets permanently injured or killed. We were so close to making it out of here. Just solid uses of rotation from them. Very frustrating. Because it's very hard to play against that. When the AI, you know, they don't care if they live or die. They'll rotate just to kill you, you know. We're never going to catch the drummer unless we use dogs. See what goes on here. I don't want to keep taking this fight over and over again. I don't think it's particularly that interesting of a fight. But we're not going to let Buck die for that. This is a garbage. This is a cheap nothing fight. Well, the battle over, Striker the Lion beckons you over. In one of the tents is a barbarian nursing a wound. Men, women, and children litter the floor around him. The sellsword points to him. We chased the savage in here. I think that's his family all around him, or someone he knows, because he just collapsed and hasn't moved since. You walk toward the man and crouch before him. You tap one of his deerskin boots and ask if he understands you. He nods and shrugs. Little. You did this. Didn't have to, but did. Finish me, or I fight with you. One, the other. All honorable. It seems he's offering his hand to fight with the company, no doubt part of some northern code that's foreign to yourself. He's also offering his head if you want that too, and he seems totally unafraid to give it up. We could need a man like this. You stare at the man, then take out your dagger and slice the inside of your palm. Squeezing the blood, you toss the dagger to the barbarian, and then hold your hand out, the blood dripping steadily. The savage takes the blade and cuts himself in turn. He stands and puts his hand out, and you shake. He nods. Honor always, with you, the only way, all the way. The man stumbles out of the tent. You tell the men to not kill him, but instead to arm him, which raises some eyebrows. His addition to the company is unforeseen, but useful. The Southern Sellsword will get used to it in time, but for now the Glorious Three needs to return. Wow. This is insane, guys. We picked up a barbarian who has fear of the undead, which sucks, but also eagle eyes. His stars are a little weak. I mean, this is pretty much the best way we can armor him. Do I let this stand? As cool as that event is, Buck was like one of our only backfield guys. I don't need another great swordsman. Huh. It's quite the decision. His name is Oberyn the Ravager. I might feel different if he was like an insane character. He's just not. He's just okay. Like if this star was in fatigue and this was in melee skill, like we'd have something to talk about. And we could just, you know, reconcile ourselves to having a really melee-centric team. And I love getting a barbarian. I mean, in my barbarian Let's Play, I couldn't find one to save my life, and it's all I wanted. Yeah, guys, I don't think we'll let that stand. As cool as this event is, if we'd have lost someone in the front lines, there's so many other characters we could have lost, but one of our only 3 ranged bros. I really wish this this particular start didn't quite have this caveat of not being able to have more men in your company, because I would love to just have him as just a cool character. I don't know, guys. You know what? I'm going to call it here. I'm going to let y'all make the decision. You let me know what you'd like to do. I'll be open to it. I'll just try and be open to whatever it is you guys want. I'm not that big on save scumming. I don't like doing it. But I'm also not a fan of losing a character that we've invested so much in on such a tiny fight. The only reason I'm even considering not going back and doing it again is just because it gave us Oberyn the Ravager, which is just kind of a cool story point. But we could just as easily go back and do the other thing. Up to y'all. Let me know in the comment section. This is truly a viewer's choice situation here. But once again, guys, I'm Brett. Channel's Goodtalk Gaming, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, y'all.